security, what you gotta do that?
It's powerful. Look around. Stop for a second. Just look at each other. You guys are nuts. And I couldn't be prouder than stand with anybody else. I love you all. You're the reason this is so awesome. I mean it. You and Rob Pepper. All right, next up, I want to bring up another. How can you hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me? All right. Next person I'm going to bring up is a state senator from New Jersey. You're calling for more? I can shout. Hello! There's a humongous hemp pretzel behind you all. Look at that thing. Look at how fast you all turned around. What's going on, Sean? All right. From New Jersey, all the way across the river. Never heard anybody that proud to be from New Jersey. So I'm just kidding, I love you. Senator Mike Doherty, who's another champion of liberty in New Jersey. He's fighting against the TSA. Well, that gets a huge round of applause. I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to bring up the champion of liberty in New Jersey, Senator Mike Doherty. Yeah, that's a good name. Thank you, Mike. Wow, what a great crowd. They said that the rain was going to keep you away. Fantastic crowd standing up for the Constitution, standing up for freedom, standing up for liberty, standing up for the next president of the United States. Now, I have a special guest with me here today. It's my wife, Linda, and Linda and I have been married for 26 years. States troops before he sends our troops halfway around the world? Who's going to stop police actions that are bankrupting our great country? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to elect the next president of the United States?
In the revolution, and that's what counts. Thank you very much for coming and for that very nice welcome. Obviously, you have to be a true believer to come out and spend a little time in a little damp weather, but wonderful. This is a real opportunity to restate our convictions and our beliefs, because we are in a serious mess. We are going to do something about it. We're in the middle of a campaign that is going to prove a whole lot that our campaign not only is alive and well, but this country is going to be changed. This morning in the news I read that China was complaining about us getting too aggressive in the South China Sea, and they were warning us. Now, isn't that rather ironic? We borrow money from China, we run our military operation, we go over there and pester them with our military. What is this? How many countries are we in now? We're in about 150 countries, 900 bases. We just recently opened up a base in Australia. I don't know why we have to occupy Australia these days. So it's pretty ironic that we are doing this. As far as I'm concerned, putting troops and vessels and pestering the Chinese right now would be similar to allowing the Chinese to come into the Gulf of Mexico or Chesapeake Bay and declare that it's their territory. So it's about time we changed our foreign policy, because it is such an important issue. It contributes to war and nuclear. It is now time to bring the troops home. Our foreign policy is a schizophrenic foreign policy. It's on again, off again. We support one dictator 1 month, and then we get rid of him. But this has been going on and on. It's just not once or twice. At one time, we were on the same side as Bin Laden, and things happened to change. One time, we supported and we were on the side of Saddam Hussein when we wanted him to invade Iran. So we at one time were close allies of Noriega. We now are still allies with a country called Saudi Arabia. 15 out of the 19 hijackers came from Saudi Arabia, and they practice Sharia law. I would say that we ought to look more carefully what the founders told us and taught us and encouraged us to follow. Is a non-interventionist foreign policy, free trade and friendship with other countries, and no entangling alliances and no nation building.
We can't hear you! We can't hear you!
Okay. All right. Okay. It is obviously very crucial that the foreign policy changes because of the cost. In the last 10 years, we added $4 trillion to our national debt. We shouldn't be adding. Even on our side of the aisle, the Republican side of the aisle has a proposal to so-called balance the budget in 30 years. My proposal is to cut $1 trillion the first year and balance it. that, we have to change our attitude about what the role of government should be. And the role of government, according to the Constitution, is not to police the world, and it's not to have a welfare state. It's designed to have the national government have very limited powers to protect liberty and provide for strong national defense, and that's it. But today we are facing a major crisis like we have never faced before. There's a debt crisis, there's an attack on our civil liberties, and there's an attack on our credibility around the world. What might likely happen, and what eventually probably will happen, is when we come down financially, and we have been seen as a bully around the world, there's going to be a lot of piling on. That is why it's crucial that we change the direction of the country, change the attitude about how we operate around the world, and under those circumstances, we would be seen quite differently. But if we have the bankruptcy, which is impending, we have major problems. That is why the revolution in this campaign is so crucial, to change the direction of the country and look to our traditions of where we are, defend the free market property rights and a non-interventionist foreign policy. You know, in our early history, of course, we had a major undertaking overthrowing an empire. And in some ways, that is what we're doing now. I believe we have an empire, and we have a constant increase in the tyrannical actions of Washington, D.C. It was somewhat similar before, when the British were the tyrants and they had the empire, and we wanted our independence. Today, though, it's a bit different, because we don't want separation. What we want is to get rid of the people who believe it's their role and their responsibility to run our lives, to police the world, to run a monetary system which is corrupt. So this is what we have to change, and this is what this revolution is all about. You know, Thomas Paine, back in those times, he wrote his first pamphlet 2 days before Christmas of 1776. And that is where the famous lines come from about, these are times that tries men's souls, and this is the time we have to band together. Those words were so inspiring that Washington read that to his troops on Christmas Eve, the time he crossed the Delaware River going into Trenton. It was so much of an inspiration that there was a surprise victory at Trenton, which led to the victory, of course, our victory in the Revolutionary War. The crisis today is every bit as great. Sometimes I think it is much greater, because of the financial conditions of the world, the debt bubble that exists. We've had problems in the past, but we have never been so broke. We have never been in a situation where so many of our civil liberties have been taken from us, and we have never had our occupied troops so far around the world. So it is crucial that this changes as quickly as possible. But the good news is that there's a lot happening today. There's good news in this campaign, and there is certainly good news about what's happening with the revolution that is going on. I sense that the revolution for the return to liberty, and matter of fact, the improvement and the building on the liberty that we had, actually started several decades ago. It was a preliminary leading into what has happened in the last 4 years, and that was the intellectual movement that has occurred throughout the country. And the seeds have been planted, and the fruits of that intellectual revolution, the definition of sound monetary policy, Austrian economics, and sound money, and getting rid of the fiat